Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Whispers in Braiding Waxworks. Holly had always been drawn to the Isle of Wight. Its quaint charm and historical allure captured her imagination. So, when an opportunity arose for her to become the new curator of the Braiding Waxworks Museum, she jumped at the chance without hesitation. Little did she know that her fascination with history would lead her down a path of terror beyond her wildest nightmares. Upon her arrival at the museum, Holly was immediately enchanted by the eerie ambience of the place. The ancient wax figures seemed to watch her with hollow eyes, their frozen expressions hiding untold secrets. She spent her days meticulously cataloguing the exhibits, relishing in the thrill of uncovering forgotten tales. But as the days passed, Holly noticed something peculiar. The wax figures seemed to shift ever so slightly when she wasn't looking, their positions changing as if they were alive. At first, she dismissed it as her imagination running wild in the dimly lit museum halls. However, the whisper soon began. It started as a faint murmur, barely audible amidst the creaks and groans of the old building. Holly brushed it off as the wind or her overactive mind playing tricks on her. But the whispers persisted, growing louder and more urgent with each passing day. One evening, as Holly was locking up the museum for the night, she heard the unmistakable sound of voices emanating from the wax figures. She froze in terror, her heart pounding in her chest as she strained to make out the words. "Release us." The voice was barely a whisper, but it sent shivers down Holly's spine. She stumbled backward, her hand shaking as she fumbled for the keys to the museum's entrance. But before she could make her escape, a hand reached out from one of the wax figures, grabbing her wrist with a vice-like grip. Holly screamed, struggling to break free as the other figures began to move, their waxen limbs contorting in unnatural ways. The whispers grew louder, filling the air with their haunting refrain. Desperate to escape, Holly tore herself free from the wax figure's grasp and ran for the exit. But as she reached the door, she realized with horror that it was sealed shut, the lock refusing to budge no matter how hard she tried. Trapped in the museum with the malevolent whispers closing in around her, Holly knew she had to uncover the dark histories embedded in the wax if she ever hoped to escape. With trembling hands, she began to investigate the exhibits, delving deeper into the secrets of the past. What she discovered shook her to the core. Each wax figure held the soul of a tormented spirit, trapped for eternity within its lifeless shell. Their whispers told tales of betrayal, murder, and unspeakable horrors committed centuries ago. As Holly pieced together the fragments of the past, she realized that the only way to free the spirits was to confront the darkness head-on. With bravery born of desperation, she confronted the malevolent force that held them captive, risking everything to break the curse that bound them to the wax. In a climactic showdown between the forces of light and darkness, Holly emerged victorious, banishing the evil from the museum and freeing the souls trapped within the wax figures. But the experience had changed her forever, leaving her haunted by the memories of the horrors she had witnessed. As she walked away from the Braiding Waxworks Museum for the last time, Holly couldn't shake the feeling that the whispers would follow her wherever she went, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked just beneath the surface of reality. Months passed, but the echoes of that harrowing night in the Braiding Waxworks Museum continued to reverberate in Holly's mind. Despite her best efforts to move on, the whispers persisted, lingering in the corners of her consciousness like a sinister shadow. Haunted by the memories, Holly found herself drawn back to the Isle of Wight, unable to shake the feeling that there was unfinished business lurking within the museum's walls. Determined to confront the darkness once and for all, she returned to Braiding, steeling herself for whatever horrors awaited her. But when she arrived at the museum, she found it eerily deserted. The once bustling halls were now silent, the wax figures standing motionless in their displays as if frozen in time. With a sense of trepidation, Holly made her way through the museum, the whispers growing louder with each step. As she reached the heart of the exhibit, Holly's breath caught in her throat. The wax figures had changed, their features contorted into grotesque masks of agony and despair. The whispers swirled around her, a cacophony of voices pleading for release. Determined to uncover the truth, Holly delved deeper into the museum's history, scouring ancient records and dusty archives for clues. What she discovered chilled her to the bone. Centuries ago, the Isle of Wight had been home to a coven of witches, practitioners of dark magic who had made a pact with unspeakable forces in exchange for power. Their malevolent influence had spread like a plague, infecting the very fabric of the island with their twisted desires. In a desperate bid to stop the witches, the townsfolk had resorted to drastic measures, imprisoning the coven's souls within wax figures crafted from the remains of their victims. But the ritual had only served to bind the spirits to the museum, trapping them in an endless cycle of torment and suffering. Realizing the enormity of the task before her, Holly knew that she alone held the key to freeing the trapped souls. With a heavy heart, she began to unravel the threads of magic that bound them to the wax, channeling her own strength and willpower into breaking the curse. But as she worked, the whispers grew more insistent, their cries of anguish piercing through the silence like a knife. Doubt gnawed at Holly's resolve, threatening to consume her from within. In her darkest hour, a voice spoke out from the depths of the museum, a lone figure emerging from the shadows. It was an old woman, her eyes gleaming with a wisdom born of centuries past. "You have the power to set us free," the woman said, her voice soft but filled with conviction. "But you must have faith in yourself, Holly. Only then can you break the chains that bind us." With renewed determination, Holly pressed on, channeling the strength of her will into the task at hand. Slowly but surely, the magic began to unravel, the wax figures melting away like tears in the rain. As the last vestiges of the curse faded into nothingness, the museum fell silent once more, the whispers dissipating into the ether. In their place was a sense of peace, a feeling of closure that washed over Holly like a wave. With a heavy heart, she bid farewell to the Braiding Waxworks Museum, knowing that her journey was far from over. But as she stepped out into the cool night air, a sense of hope blossomed within her, guiding her towards a future filled with light and possibility. For Holly had faced the darkness head-on and emerged victorious, a beacon of hope in a world consumed by shadow. And though the whispers may never truly fade away, she knew that she would always carry the memory of her triumph with her, a testament to the power of courage, determination, and the indomitable human spirit. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.